Machiavelli, the man who taught power how to lie. Niccolò Machiavelli wasn't born a monster. He was born in Florence, a city overflowing with breathtaking beauty and sickening betrayal. As a young, idealistic man, Machiavelli placed his faith in the power of honesty, the strength of loyalty, and the promise of justice. But the streets and palaces of Florence taught him a brutal, unforgettable lesson in the game of power. Good men lose and clever men survive. He watched firsthand as powerful kings were toppled from their thrones, as trusted friends turned on each other with daggers drawn, and as respected leaders were destroyed, not by their declared enemies, but by their own misplaced trust. He saw how easily ideals could be shattered by ambition. This wasn't just a political lesson for him, it became personal. When Machiavelli himself was arrested, brutally tortured, and thrown into the darkness of a prison cell, the world snapped into a terrifyingly clear focus. He realized a chilling truth. Power doesn't belong to the good, the just, or the noble. It belongs to the prepared. It belongs to those willing to see the world for what it is, not what they wish it to be. After his release, he was a broken man, forgotten by the city he once served. It was in this state of exile and ruin that he sat down to write a small, unassuming book, a book that would echo through the centuries and shock the world. He called it The Prince. In his pages, Machiavelli said what no one else dared to say out loud. He wrote that to protect the state, a ruler must sometimes lie. He argued that when it comes to controlling people, fear is a far more reliable tool than love. He declared that morality is a luxury that cannot be afforded when the very survival of your nation is at stake. He laid bare the mechanics of power, stripping away all the pretty illusions. Instantly, people called him evil. They branded him a teacher of tyrants, a whisperer of cruelty. They said he was the devil's advisor. But they missed the point. Machiavelli never said to be cruel for the sake of pleasure. He never advocated for evil just because you could get away with it. His message was far more pragmatic and perhaps more frightening. He said, be realistic if you want to survive. He had peered into the abyss of human nature and didn't blink. He understood that people may publicly praise virtue, but they privately follow power. They might admire the gentle leader, but they will ultimately obey the strong one. He saw that we are creatures driven by self-interest, fear, and ambition. And a leader who ignores these facts is a leader destined to fail, taking everyone down with them. Machiavelli died a poor man, misunderstood by his contemporaries and hated by many who came after. He never regained the power he once had, and his name became synonymous with cunning and deceit. But here's the irony. Today, presidents and prime ministers read his work in secret. Generals and military strategists study his tactics. CEOs and business leaders apply his principles in the boardroom. The uncomfortable truth that Machiavelli dared to write down is simple. The world rewards results, not good intentions. It judges success, not the purity of one's heart. He was simply the one brave enough, or perhaps broken enough, to tell that truth. Hate him if you want, but power still listens to Machiavelli.